Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a wonderful day and ready to get started. So, we're about to dive back into Numenera. Glad everyone's here. We got one member that's MIA. Hopefully, he'll be showing up shortly after we get started. But I think it's time to start things off and recap where our players have been and what they've been up to. Let's switch over to the Numenera screen. So to recap for people that were watching, they had dinner with the Baron. They, not a lot of small talk. They made plans that they were going to wake up at dawn, and they're going to go shopping to get some stuff, and they're going to go and hunt down Sintra and Sarim for 800 for Sintra and another 200 for Sarim. There, caught up. I'll probably have to do some splicing of the video.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
So we were going to go explore the city before bed, or we're not going to do that?
Most shops may be starting to close by the time y'all get out of the castle and around the city, so you could do it when you wake up.
Well, the idea was that we do it because at night people are going to be in the taverns and the bars, and we wanted to see the mood of the actual city and what their thoughts are towards the Baron.
Yeah, you can do that. It's not super late. I figured it's probably like 8 or 9 p.m.-ish. So yeah, you can, and the guards seem to be more relaxed. They don't really seem to have a lot of stipulations on you, except for there's certain areas that, of course, they're not going to let you go roaming through the castle. But if you want to leave and come back, they're not going to stop you.
Yeah, I feel like we've probably got some some freedom in this place now, right? Since we've already had our mission given and stuff like that.
Since we're hired thugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yep, pretty much. So if you go approach the guards, they'll give you a curt bow, and they'll inform that they've been instructed to allow you to come and go, but not full freedom. That there will be some areas that you're restricted from, and they inquire if there's anything that you need.
Say, nope, we're just going to head out and see if we can find a stiff drink and some local color, maybe some music going on out there.
They're like, well, if you require, we can have some stuff sent to your rooms. But if it's city life you want to see, then yes, we can show you to the gates.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And also, what's a good tavern out there? More than one.
And the guard thinks for a minute, and he's like, well, if you want to stick fairly close to the castle, there is a couple of choices, but I would have to say that probably my favorite. Some of the guards like to hang out after a day's shift. Would be the Naked Trampoline.
Huh, that sounds interesting.
And he gives you some directions. It's pretty straightforward. There's a main road that goes from the castle towards the center of town, and it's on that main thoroughfare. You don't have to do a lot of twists and turns to get to it.
And what's another one?
And another one would probably be the Foggy Mountaintop.
That's some interesting names for taverns around here.
He kind of shrugs. He's like, tavern owners I found are a weird lot. Is there anything else I can help you with, sir?
Nope, that'd be all.
And yeah, he escorts you to the main entrance to the castle, and he informs the guards that y'all be heading out for a while, and to be sure and let you back in when you come in, and he heads back to his duties, and you have the city available to you.
Fantastic. You guys have a good night.
The guards at the gate says it'll be even better when we're allowed to go get some ales ourselves.
I'm sure it will.
Okay, so
Okay.
where
We're
you?
not going to make a trampoline. We're going to go to the Misty Mountaintop?
Foggy Mountaintop.
Foggy Mountaintop, yeah.
All right, I need to edit this map so I can ping it. But yeah, on the handout, it's one of those smaller buildings on the right side, on the main thoroughfare, just outside the castle.
Yeah, I'm going to the one that the guards do not frequent.
That would be the Foggy Mountaintop.
Yep.
And you get there. It's really easy to find, and it does have a big wooden sign. Actually, it's not even wooden. It's made out of It's made out of synth, and it has kind of a holographic image flickering off a few inches off the surface that looks like a 3D mountaintop that has some mist swirling around the peak of it.
Cool.
When we arrive at the inn, I'm gonna go and look for another store. I just buy something quick.
Gonna look for a what?
A normal store and buy something quick.
Okay, yeah, there's a few stores around, but yeah, it's looking like most of the places are closed for the night.
There is no one open then.
We're gonna go to him tomorrow if you wanted to go again.
If you want, give me a difficulty 4 perception. Otherwise, an intellect difficulty 4 to see if you can find someone that's open.
I got a 1, so nope.
Oh.
Kato succeeded, though. Perhaps Kato does see a somewhat wow dwarven with that 18. So yeah, you do see someone who is still inside their shop as you're walking down the street. He hasn't quite locked up yet. You want to go in?
Shop is it?
It looks like kind of a general goods type store.
Okay.
I just wanna buy a disguise kit.
Disguise kit.
Yeah, it's in the core. Among the equipment, it costs 12 shins.
Okay. There's a older lady running the store, and she's putting away a few boxes as you walk in, and she hears the door open, and she over her shoulder says, "We're just about to close, so if there's something you need, make it quick."
Hello, madam. I just wanna buy a disguise kit if you have one.
A disguise kit. Well, there's not a lot of call for that type of thing around here. Just what, pray tell, are you planning to do with a disguise?
Disguise myself?
Hope you're not up to any shenanigans in town. The gods won't pay too kindly to that kind of thing after all the Steel Star shenanigans that's been going on.
No shenanigans. It might come handy in some situation because I am who I am.
And she looks you over. You are who you are, and she jumps when she sees you. Oh my goodness. You're that lady from the wanted posters.
No, I'm not. Sure, the Baron's medallion.
He raises an eyebrow at you. Well, that is his seal. I'm a little skeptical though. In disguise kit, you say? Let me see. I'll have to look in the back for a minute. She goes running off. And it takes her... She's gone for about 5 minutes. And she comes back.
She's getting a bounty.
She comes back and she does have a very dusty box. Now this was shoved way back into a corner. But you're in luck. We did actually happen to have one. And I'll give it to you for 12 shins.
How about 10 shins?
And she sets the box down on the counter. She's like, well, I'm not in much mood for haggling. I'm trying to get home, and this thing has been sitting here for a while, so sure, 10 shins.
Thank you. And I give her 10 shins.
She takes the money and puts it in her pocket and ushers you out to the door. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to close shop. And please, don't cause any trouble with that. I'd hate for the gods to track you back to me.
I'm a friend with the guards, as you can see by this medallion, so you don't have to worry about that.
And yeah, she ushers you out and shuts the door and locks it.
What is a yolk?
A yolk?
Yeah.
Oh, I wondered about that the other day. What's a yolk? That's a good question.
Where do you see that at?
It's on medium weapons. Oh, it says see further notes, page 80. Where is page 80?
It's above, so you have to scroll up.
Oh, okay. It's a claw on a 2-foot pole.
Ah. You just need a sandworm.
Oh, yeah. Splayed metal claw mounted upon a 2-foot tap.
some sandworms.
Bad is a two-pronged sword.
Interesting. Yeah, there were some names on that list when I first got the book that I was looking through. That doing a Google search did me no good.
I assume they were made for this game.
Probably. Okay, so yeah, so you got your disguise kit now.
Does she have a crowbar?
A crowbar? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she
Yeah.
had a crowbar. It's a general goods place.
Can I buy one of those?
Sure.
She really will think we're up to no good.
A disguise kit, a crowbar. Yeah, she's probably getting a little skeptical.
Disguise kit, crowbar, lockpicks, all that good stuff. No, that's 2 shins in the book.
Yeah, she'll give. She's not gonna haggle. She'll take the 2 shins.
That's fine.
And she's like, okay, so there's a robot man, and the person who was on the wanted poster, and the leader of the Silver Star is supposed to have been a robot. And y'all wanting disguise kits and crowbars. She's probably as soon as she's putting you out, running out the back door to go find some guards.
She's not gonna open up shop tomorrow. It's got to lay low. And so, if I use the crowbar to open the door, would I get an asset on that?
That would give you an asset to a might check, yeah, for
Awesome.
forcing open a door.
I've got lockpicks and crowbar. We will not be stopped by doors.
And one of you should have an asset card for.
I do.
opening.
I have a door asset as well.
Yeah. She doesn't have any other things, like things that might be useful for my 6-shooter.
Like ammo?
What kind of things?
I have no idea. That's why I'm asking. A scope? No, I'm kidding. A laser sight? You know? I don't know.
Maybe we can. Oh, well, I'm working on. Oh wait, I have a laser sight.
I was gonna say you can rip Kato's finger off and put it on the side of the gun. You're not using that finger, are you? Here, let me borrow a screwdriver from your tool set.
Extra strength.
Oh, that's right.
I keep boosting this thing up. Maybe it'll burn something.
So yeah, she probably doesn't have anything like that.
Okay, that's cool. I just figured to check. You never know what you're gonna find in a shop.
Okay, so yeah, she pushes you out the door, and y'all free to head to the tavern. Inside, when you get to the tavern, it's lit up. It's pretty boisterous. Seems to be quite the crowd in there. Get inside, and the common room's probably about the tavern room is probably about half full. Come in, and like no one pays any attention to you. There's some musicians in the corner, and a barmaid, a tavern maiden, will come by and escort you to some seats and ask if there's anything that she can get for you.
I say, yeah, we can. Can I get an ale, please?
She nods. How about the rest of you?
Say, well, he doesn't eat, and I don't know what the lady wants.
Nothing right now, thank you.
All right, 1 ale it is, and she runs off to go get your drink.
Is anyone noteworthy in the building?
It just seems like a lot of local townsfolk. No one really seems to stand out.
Okay.
It's a it's not a dockside rough house. It's but it's not a fancy place you'd probably see some of the nobles. It's probably about a middle class establishment. And where the musicians are in the corner is actually a little raised up. It's not a full on stage, but it's a little raised up dais. However you say that blooming word.
Is there any sketchy looking individuals?
There's a few that could be a little sketchy, and they're sticking in the more shadowed areas, places doesn't have quite as much light.
Okay.
And after a few minutes, the tavern girl brings Corvin his drink and accepts payment. And let me see with my list how much that stuff costs. If I have anything listed for that.
In the core book, it says 1 shin. A wine, other alcohol, glass, 1 shin. A bottle costs 3 shin.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go with. So yeah, it's 1 shin.
Oh yeah, I give it to her.
She thanks you and says if there's anything else you need, just give a holler. They're a little busy, but they'll make sure that you get what you need.
So that's mighty kindly of you. Have a good night.
She winks and goes back to her duties.
There's other people around in the tavern.
You notice what?
How many other people are around in the tavern? How packed is this place?
Oh, it's pretty active. It's about half full, so there's probably about 20 or so other patrons. Some at the bar, some at tables. There's a card game of some sorts going on in one section. And then there's the musicians.
I want to listen on any conversations, anyone complaining
This is
or
how I made my
griping about
my weapon.
what the town is like.
My cheetah.
You do hear a few grumbles about all the Steel Star attacks and how the guards have been roughing up people, trying to find the agents of the Steel Star, and how he's increased taxes and stuff to compensate for his losses. He doesn't seem to care too much about the people suffering, just as long as his own pockets are being filled.
When I go over to where the people are talking about their suffering.
Yeah, so it's the people playing cards. And when you walk up, they kind of pull their cards in close and glare up at you.
I tip my hat and I say, "Is there room for one more?"
They give you a 1 silver, and they like, well, that depends, sir, on your money.
I said, I have a little bit I'm willing to part with.
Make some cash.
And
I'm also gonna walk over and ask if I can join.
Kato's gonna sit at a free table nearby.
they say it'll be 5 shins for a hand, and have a seat.
Thank you. I put in 5 shins.
I don't have patience. But would I be able to use my senses to see the cards of the other players? I would probably know this before.
Yeah, you probably would be able to see the cards.
Okay.
I touch Farum, and I say, "That's okay. You sit back at the table and I whisper, so you tell me what these cards are, so we can have some good hands here, and I'll split it with you." And I say,
Mom, I'm
"You can
making
just
a
communicate
flyer.
communicate with me mentally, and you'll be fine."
That's right, because you can spend some int to connect with somebody and telepathically talk.
I can do it for free, actually.
Ah, yes, because you upgraded yourself. We got some cheating going on.
I actually don't have to touch her at all. I can just do it, but I just wanted to let her know I was be making telepathic contact with her.
I
This
will
is
not.
what we're really playing for.
I will not accept that. I will resist any attempts to. So I could tell Kato, who can then tell you.
I'm near the table.
Yeah, but I have a book, and I can write down the cards in the book, and you can read it.
You realize it's just like a radio. I can't read your mind.
Yes, but Hiram will not. She doesn't know that. She doesn't know that much about it. She sees it as intrusive.
Fine then.
Okay, so it's a little more in depth, but I will say that you will get 2 assets for your hands in this, and I don't really know any rules on card games, so we're making this up as we go. So we're gonna say that these guys are difficulty 4 players, and this will probably be an intellect check.
That's fine. I'll put an edge in there too.
All right, for the first hand, and yeah, and I guess gambling could be a skill someone could pick up at some point for these type of things.
I could flex it, but I'd still have an inability because I have double inabilities when interacting with people.
You're interacting with me though.
Yeah, but I'm just talking to you. I'm not playing.
Oh, that's true. No, but okay. So if you flex it, you can tell me the strategies because you know all the hands.
Well,
Alright, I
well,
guess.
that would be for him playing, and you're already getting your two assets from the mental cheating of Farum.
Oh, that's true.
I can't
guess.
flex it now. I'm just saying that if I was to flex it.
Yeah. Okay, so just roll an intellect.
Yep.
Nice.
You win the hand.
With damage.
I get -1 for all that.
Some guy in the head. The card.
So yeah, you win the hand, and that's about say 15 shins.
Wow. Raise the stakes, go higher.
You don't want to go higher too fast. Okay.
And they grumble a little and say beginner's luck, and they up the ante this time, and it's going to be 10 shins that gets into the pot.
Okay, I put in 10 more.
All right, and another difficulty 4.
Oh, I still beat it.
Ooh. Right on the mark.
Nice, man.
So that one was a little closer, I take it, in the dealing of cards.
Now they're starting to get a little more angry.
How
And
much was in that? 10 a piece, and that's 30.
yeah, I'm gonna say it was 2 people that were playing, so yeah, 30.
I said these things happen, gentlemen. Why don't I buy some drinks? What are y'all having?
And they yell out, "We're drinking the barmaid's fiery kiss, stranger."
So, excellent, excellent. And how do you guys like living here? I'm a stranger from out of town. Haven't been around here much. Met with the Baron earlier. How do you guys feel about him? I'm having trouble really getting a feel for what this town is about.
They look you up and down. Met with the Baron, huh? You don't seem much like his type.
I said it wasn't a pleasant meeting. One of my companions ended up in the jail cells, and she happens to look similar to a woman that he had been involved with. So he came down to see for himself, if you know what I mean.
They nod and like, well, there has been quite a bit of trouble in town lately. Women troubles has definitely been on the Baron's list this month.
Say, how do you like how he runs this place?
They kind of look around, lean forward. He's a little heavy-handed, if you ask me. Always roughshodding people.
That doesn't sound good at all.
Coming up with new taxes, saying that we have to pay the price for helping out the Steel Star. I
What do you
think
think of the Steel Star?
the man's getting paranoid. The Steel Star, well, at first,
For the people?
well, most people don't even really know what the Steel Star is for, other than causing trouble. Sure, they've helped out the person here or there, but most of the common people haven't really seen much in the way of benefits from all this trouble the Steel Star's riled up.
Interesting.
There were some campaigning at the beginning. They were trying to get people on their side, but as the situation intensified and the Baron started stepping up things, they started going more quiet-like. I don't know if that was just a stop from innocents being caught in the crossfires of the conflict, or if they just trying to fill their own pockets.
Interesting. So the Baron intensifies and the Steel Star, I guess, listens their activities.
Well, it's kind of like one of them weapon races. They both up the ante, but the little guys don't see any benefit out of it. In fact, things gotten a mite bit worse.
So would it benefit this city more to have the Steel Star gone or the Baron gone?
There's some people that would just rather see them both gone. Start anew.
That's not a bad idea. Let's play another hand, gentlemen. Shall we lower our ante for this hand, or do you want to keep going up?
There's like, let's start to get a little rich. I think we'll do 5.
That sounds good. I don't have
And they-
too much money on me.
And they raise their glasses to you when the barmaid brings the drink, and
Raise it to him too.
they seem to be taking you with a little bit more respect. This time it's going. They're playing a little more cutthroat, and this time you rolled it before I finished. It was going to be a difficulty 6.
No, I applied my API cost. I forgot to do it.
Oh, okay. I just saw the thing move. Yeah, it's going to be a. What did I say? It was 4 last time. It's going to be difficulty 5 now.
Barely squeaking by.
So yeah, you get the coins, and they stand up. Like, I don't know what you got going on, friend, but something's a mite smelly about this.
So I don't know. I'm barely making these hands.
And he's like, well, you'll just have to find someone else to swindle, sir.
I said, well, thank you for your time. I'll take my money and leave.
Kato stood up at the same time as the guys did. Thought something might have been happening.
Yeah, they look like they might have been about to reach for weapons, and then they see Metal Man, and they just give a curt nod, and they take their drinks and go up to the bar.
I go back and sit down. And I say, well, we made 18 apiece. And I divvy it up between the 3 of us.
Alright. So you all got some more coins.
Wait, what?
Did you remove the 5 you entered with?
You got that back.
Yeah, I got that back each hand, so I'm not so worried about it.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
You said
Wait, how much
8.
did we get?
18, I think you said.
So 6 each.
No, 18 apiece.
Oh,
Yeah, he got like 20 or 30 off of that one hand, and then 10 off of one, and so yeah, he's
15, 30, 10. Yeah.
it's a nice little profit.
yeah. I'm gonna have to sit down and see if we can't come up with some rules for
I
gambling.
saw a card game on the D&D Reddit the other day. I'll find it and post it to you.
Sure.
That works pretty well for his speed's sake.
Yep. I'm afraid the stream is gonna go down. The numbers are in the red. They're jumping all over the place.
Nonsense. That was interesting, though.
Yeah.
I
Go ahead and hit the record button just in case this thing goes down.
Yeah, I thought about the telepathy thing at the last second. I was like, oh, wait. This could come in handy. The robot should be able to count cards.
Yeah, you could probably try and do some mental stuff on them, but they would probably have a chance of figuring out that you're doing something you ain't supposed to. The Ferrum thing worked out really good. So you had a nice little bit of gambling there. You got some extra spending money. What else is on the agenda?
No, I just wanted to feel out the crowd and find out what they thought of the Baron. They kind of told me that too. Since they're not fond of the Baron, I mean, they're not fond of the freedom fighters either. So I don't know. We'll talk to the freedom fighters, I guess, the next day, or the Steel Stars, and find out what they're actually doing.
If we can find the steel store, that is.
Yep. So you're gonna go shopping. You're gonna go home. Go home. You're gonna go back to the castle, get some rest, go shopping in the morning, and try to look for Steel Star in the town, or try to head up, meet them.
We're gonna head out, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna head west.
Yep. So yeah. You can either hang out at the tavern some more, or you can head back to the castle. Whatever y'all want to do.
Do they have those creatures here?
Which creatures?
The Anin?
Yeah, that was what he was going to give you as some mounts.
Yeah, let's take that offer.
Oh, the ostrich things?
Yeah, they run fast.
Yeah. We're gonna keep those as part of our payment.
It's a good plan.
Alright, so y'all head back to the castle and get your night's rest.
Yep.
Yeah, and now we're supposed to roll if we need to, right?
Yep.
I'm flexing tracking.
Sounds like a good skill to have. Alright, so yeah, you wake up in the morning and your manservant is getting you up and roused up at the time you said that you wanted to be woken. He takes you down to the castle stables, and there's 4 Anin awaiting you, and the rations that you requested are in saddlebags on the creatures. And he wishes you good hunting and bids you good day.
I thank him and throw him one shin.
I ask him if he has a map of the area.
He snatches the coin out of the air and deftly tucks it in his pocket, and he nods and says, "I figured you would be wanting that, and I have provided maps in your saddlebags."
That's excellent.
And yeah, so this is pretty much the map he has, showing the path. The Violet Veil stuff, yeah, that stuff's not on the map that he gave you, but you do see the river headed up that way.
I'm I'm not seeing the map you're talking about.
See it now?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Now I
it's
see it.
Ah, there it comes up. Cool.
yeah, it was in the handouts too.
I
Only
didn't-
just then. Yeah. You only just revealed it.
Interesting. I
Yeah,
thought we revealed that last time.
No.
Oh, you mentioned something about it last time, but I thought you meant the city. You thought it's Sharash, the city.
Yeah, it might have been that.
Yep.
My bad.
Oh,
So-
no problem.
It's fine.
Yeah, you were told that Sintra had last been seen heading west along out of the city along the pass.
We don't know if she was headed up that river.
No, but if you do some tracking, it's going to probably be a difficulty 5 because it's been some time.
I'll use some effort on that.
Before we head out, I wanna go and buy something in some general store.
Sure.
I'm gonna head back to the exact same one I was last night.
She closed up for the day. Did she just give up? Did she go home?
Are there guards waiting?
Let's say that you get there. It's early in the morning. Let's say you get there just as she's opening up shop, and you're able to walk up on her while she's got the yeah
Ride up on her.
yeah. You ride up while she's got the key in the door, and the sound of the Aneen alerts her, and she turns around and sees you again, and she jumps. You again? What is it that you want now?
I wanna buy some more supply. You were so good last night, so I figured I would come back.
And are you all coming along or just Ferrum?
Yeah, no, I'll come.
And she looks around and says, okay, come on in. We're just getting started here. I never say no to some business transactions. And she opens up and ushers you in. So, what can I help you with today?
Does she have any books?
She has a handful, very, very small. She seems to be more into, this is like the Wild West type general store. She's got more everyday implements that people might need. Some cloth, flour.
Yeah, mainly books on maybe the surrounding area. Something that might help me with my tracking.
Let's see, give me a difficulty 4 intelligence check just to see what she may or may not have.
Perception.
Sure. See if you notice anything on the shelf.
Sure do.
Yes, there's a book about local lore and fables and interesting sites of the past.
Would that help me in any way?
It has landmarks and stuff.
Yeah, you might be able to glean some information out of that book.
You know that in the core rulebook there's a section about books on
Yeah,
page
that's what
82.
I'm talking about.
Okay. I was just talking to make it, making sure.
Oh, and the stream died.
Continue recording.
Yeah, just for reference, what I'm aiming at is in the core book, under the book thing, it says a book provides an asset to any role made concerning the subject of the book as long as the character has the book in his possession, can read it, and can devote half an hour to the task.
Yep, that sounds good.
So would that work?
Yeah, I think
This
you
particular book?
could get an asset.
Cool. I'll buy it.
Are there any books on Numenera?
How much is the book?
The book. It's not her specialty, and she doesn't have a big selection. She says 15 shins.
I will pass.
And she looks a little disappointed. Are you sure? It's got some very rousing tales in it. How about 10 shins?
If this crowbar is worth 2 shins, then this book is far overpriced.
Out
So
of
how
what?
about 7 shins?
She thinks for a minute and alrighty, 7 shins. It is kind of more of a children's book.
Alright. I'll take that.
Okay, so now you have a book on lore of the Cedrin's Pass.
Cedric's Pass.
So, since I have a book on Numenera and I have a skill in Numenera, when I roll a skill check for Numenera, I can have an asset.
You have to read the book first, though.
Yeah, when you make the check,
Okay, cool.
you have to read the book.
Yep, it could give you an asset, yeah.
Yep, so when you want to make the check, you have to take either twice as long or half an hour, whichever it takes longer. If you want to get the
Nice.
asset.
Cool.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
How you feeling?
Yeah, I hope everything's going okay with you.
Yeah, it's going good. Just got back from the VA. Just having some problems with my right eye. Part about losing an eye. No big deal.
So you just so just upbeat about everything, buddy. I hope it's not giving you too much trouble. I hope you're doing as well as can be expected.
Yeah, it's actually. I mean, because I can. It's still.
Cutting out there, buddy.
No big deal. I'm ready to kill some shit though.
Well, we're just really getting started and having some technical difficulties with the stream, so we're relegated to just straight recording now. I'm gonna have to do some major editing to crop this thing to make it presentable. But yeah, they had dinner with the Baron. They went to a night on the town to a tavern.
Okay.
and they did some cheating at cards and made quite a bit of money and learned out that the town isn't too happy with both the Baron and the Steel Star.
Oh man.
I wouldn't call it cheating since, I can,
That
do
was
anything but.
straight up cheating.
No, it's not cheating since that's how I am. It's not nothing I can do if I play and
Right, but it's still cheating because if they knew that you could do that, they wouldn't even let you play.
Yeah, but I don't see it as cheating. That's the main point.
Right, but it doesn't matter if you see it as cheating; it's still cheating.
No, it's all from my perspective. Since I'm the one doing it, and I can, it's not I can do anything about it. It's just who I am.
That's fair enough, but as they are the ones running the card game, it's still cheating to them.
Yes, but they are lower peasants.
That's why they lost the money.
Yeah.
So now everyone's heading out of town. You each have a Anine mount.
Big ostrich.
Yeah, I don't have a picture readily available to share with everyone, but yeah, it's on these stilt legs. I don't really recall how tall those guys are, but they're kind of tall. They're kind of like a mixture between an ostrich and a camel.
Really?
They got like little T-Rex hands, if I remember, and long stilty legs. Yeah, got kind of a T-Rex feel. Jolly just posted a link to a picture of it in Discord.
That is the picture you sent to us.
Oh yeah, and rule book.
Oh, I found that tavern game I mentioned before, but it requires actual dice for it to be effective.
Yeah, we can cobble something up together. And what we did wasn't too bad, but yeah, I don't know how to raise stakes properly. We'll figure something out in case it comes up. So yeah, y'all are headed out eastward on your mounts.
Wasn't it west?
Yeah, west. I don't know why I keep saying east.
But before we do that, we were gonna buy some stuff.
Yep, y'all are currently in this store. You Corvin just bought a book, and everyone else is free to buy some stuff. Did you count Buddy in with the money divvying up, or was that just for the people that were here?
Just the people that were there.
Okay.
I figured they participated in the cheating.
Right.
Who was Buddy again? Yep.
Yeah. So these Anine are humongous.
Yeah, they're pretty friggin' big.
And he gave us each one?
Right.
Okay. I was just wondering because it says they carry 2 or even 3 people.
He's wealthy. He doesn't need them.
Good point. Don't look a gift Anine in the mouth, I guess.
Oh yeah.
As he just wants the Steel Star dealt with as fast as possible.
Yeah.
We'll sell one down the road. I'm sure they sell for quite a bit.
So they're 100 shin apiece.
Yeah.
And while we're waiting on Buddy to get back, let's go ahead and take a short break, I guess.
Yes. Can we finish the buying stuff first?
Sure, yeah. You can go ahead and get your stuff.
Because I wanted to buy a compass and a blowgun and darts. it's all 14 shins. But I'm gonna try to haggle with it.
Yeah,
Does she have a blowgun?
I have no idea. It's a common store and it's in the equipment section, so
mm, I'll say that she probably does have one. So you should be able to get all that.
Nice.
What was the total cost listed?
it's listed 14.
14. So yeah, she'll say she'll start off with actually 12. She's like, you guys have been giving me quite a bit of business, so I'll give you a little discount.
12 sounds good to me, and I give her 12 shins.
Okay, yeah, she takes the 12 shins, and you have your new items. Anyone else want to buy anything?
So if I use a weapon I'm not practicing, what happens?
It's one step harder to use.
Okay. But really worth it.
Yeah, because if you're practiced, then it's listed as untrained on the
Yep.
the skill thing, and it's one step harder. Anyone else?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so yeah, y'all free to head out now.
Might just grab one more spear. 2 shins.
And she has a small little collection in a corner of spears.
I'll just get one. I'll pay normal price for it.
All right, yep, she hands it over. So yep, y'all free to head up to the western gate and out of the city.
Guess we can
Yeah.
go for blood in there.
Yep, so we'll go ahead and take a couple minutes break.
Oh, by the way, Corbin, didn't you want to find something for your gun? Maybe search the tomb first.
You might have already gone on break.
Yeah, maybe.
I might be able to turn my laser pointer into a red dot sight for him at some point. Laser sight.
Yeah, might have to gather up some tools and some materials to mount it, but yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a.
Tools. I just need the materials.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
We're still waiting on Buddy.
Yeah.
He's just on. Oh, sorry. Maythal's just on break.
Oh, gotcha.
I think he's trying to get the stream going again.
Corbin, were you gonna buy something in the town before you go?
Please?
Nope.
Thank you.
Yeah, just waiting to see if Buddy's gonna get back on. Oh, yeah, he posted in Roll20 that computer updated. So it must have restarted on him.
It can take a while.
Mayta, can you send the links to the 2 latest Storm King Thunder sessions that I missed?
Yeah. I mean, the one from
Was it 2?
Yeah, this Sunday and last Wednesday.
I don't think he streamed one of them.
yeah, I streamed the last one. The one before that, I don't think I did.
I remember you saying something mid-session about you not streaming.
You didn't record it either.
I think
No.
I was
Mater.
no, I think I was late getting things set up, and I just didn't do it.
Okay.
Do you still do that the journal thing?
Who, Corbin?
Yeah,
I haven't updated it. I've been a little busy.
that's fair enough. You do write a lot for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that should be the link to the Storm King's Thunder one.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think the most recent one's the other one you really need to watch. You didn't really do much in the other one.
Okay.
Maybe even only the last hour. I don't remember how long we played for.
We're like 2 hours. So short.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really short.
The stream is only 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to wait up for Buddy, or you want to just go ahead and head out and...
He said he was coming back on.
all it said was comp updated.
Oh, well, let's give him a few more minutes.
Probably Windows being annoying.
I'm like, damn it, my router needs to be reset. So
Yeah,
I just
you're
went ahead
doing
and
the same
did it
thing,
at
buddy.
the beginning, so it's not like that all day.
Yep, you was cutting in and out as well.
Yeah, you guys sound perfect now.
Okay, well that's good. You sound a lot clearer now than you were on Sunday as well.
Oh, awesome! Thank you.
As seems the computer needed that update.
Yeah, pieces of shit.
Okay, so yeah, you have those big giant T-Rex ostrich things, and you're headed west out of town.
Buddy, I'm gonna give you 2 shin.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. We managed to win quite a nice sum of money.
Oh, cool.
Did you want to buy anything before we left, buddy?
How much are arrows?
Was it 12 for 6 or something?
Let's look real quick.
Or is it 6 for 12?
It's 12 arrows for 5 shins.
Oh,
Alright,
5.
I'm gonna buy
Even
12
better.
more arrows. So subtract the shins.
What was that?
I want 12 more arrows.
Sure. Yeah.
Alright.
You can get those in the same store that they're in.
Okay, so I got them. I'm gonna add them to my sheet.
Yep, and I'm going to go ahead and reset your recovery rolls. You still had a few more, so we'll just say that you're back up to the max. Because they slept during the night, and you would have had opportunity to use your rolls.
Awesome. I got it. So we're ready to go. We're ready to kill some shit.
And just for you to see, here's the map. In your saddlebags, you all have a map of the area.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that Sintra, your quarry, was headed west along the pass. So this map is pretty much what you see, except for you don't see the purple and all the labels of the Violet Vale area up that river. You just see the river on your map. You don't really know what's up there.
Okay.
And the Baron agreed to pay you guys 800 shins total for bringing back Sintra, alive or dead. And he threw in another 200 if you find Faram's evil twin.
Oh, okay. Isn't that that one chick?
Yeah, Sarim.
Sarim, yeah. Sweet, let's do it. Let's rock and roll.
Evil is a bit harsh word.
I was thinking Evil Dead when I said that. Good Ash, Evil Ash.
Shame on you.
You're the goody two shoes. Okay, so y'all. What was that?
That's not what the shop owner thinks.
So you were able to travel quite a bit of distance on these things. They have what, long movement? They have.
Do you want me to check the code book? I'll have a look. Where is it? Creatures. I mean, they have a long movement. So yeah, they can run 100 feet in 10 seconds.
Wow.
That's without dashing.
Holy crap. 45.
Well, they're pretty big, so it makes sense.
And they got a long stride.
40 miles an hour.
So you're.
Eat it. Or no. Yeah. Oh, 30 miles, 20 miles an hour.
So you're able to.
68 miles per hour. They run it. Oh, sorry. No, that's wrong.
Yeah, because it's 556 feet to a mile.
Yes, 7 miles per hour. Sorry. They walk it.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to tear up the road, and 20 miles outside of town, you come across that river that's on there. On your map, it's listed as the Winding Wash.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So do I need to roll a tracking check?
Oh yeah. You was
Sorry.
So I'll read that book before we leave.
Is it midday when we reach the river?
I'll say with your mount speed.
It's about 40 miles, isn't it?
He said 20 miles.
Yeah, it looks closer to 20. Maybe 25.
Yeah, I'll say it'll be about midday. Y'all get there to the start of the river.
What difficulty is the check?
And I think it was going to be difficulty 5, right? Because it's been a while.
So should we take a rest? Since it's midday, let the monks rest and drink and stretch our legs.
Ah, man.
Yep, looks like they're wanting something to drink, so it'd be a good time to stop, have a lunch break.
Let's try and track again after we start off again.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't
Every time with the twos.
you don't seem to see much of anything.
Two's
There's
my lucky number, man. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so while you're having your lunch, you notice that the river is flowing eastward. It's and the area starts to become heavily wooded, and the woods it was pretty rocky, pretty mountainous, pretty sparse foliage up to this point. And now you start to see more signs of trees. It starts to get pretty thick. And the river is half a mile wide.
Oh, wow.
How wide is it?
That's really wide.
Yeah,
Half a mile.
Oh, that's a really big river.
Yeah.
That's almost a lake, right?
yep. It's opened up from where it comes out of the mountain.
Like the Mississippi.
And anything else?
I'll just try and get some sort of lead.
Yeah, the road you're on is on the northern bank of the river.
Do anyone see a crossing so we can get to the other side of the river?
There doesn't seem to be a crossing here. No.
Okay.
Matter of fact,
We're still we're still on the road. We don't
Yeah.
need to cross yet.
yeah, you're on the road. Matter of fact, you're just at the start of where the road meets the river, and the river actually it turns southward where you're currently at.
Is there a bridge that goes over that?
Not here, no.
It's hard to tell on the map because it has the blue dots that go over the river. So I was wondering if there's actually a.
We're near the sea.
Yeah.
On Syrinscape Pass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that would be further up. Gotcha.
Yep. We're about halfway to the empty pit. So, by looking at the map.
Yeah.
So do I need to make the same tracking check, or is it a different difficulty or anything?
Let's just do the same.
There we go.
Hooray!
Yeah. Okay. So yes, you do see some tracks. They're mixed in with some newer tracks, but you do see some older tracks of a group, a small group. Like it may be about 6 or more people that are. It's heading west.
They seem like they're headed in any sort of, or towards any of the locations that are on the map, or are they just heading straight west at the moment?
Yeah, you can just make out that they're heading west at the moment.
All right. Well, now that I've got the scent, it should be easier to keep going. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you finish your meal and head out. And so you just going to be stopping periodically and checking, or
Yeah, we'll try to keep moving. But if I lose track of where I'm going, then you should probably stop.
You also said the wood is getting denser. Would it be more difficult terrain to use the mount?
no, the road's been cleared, but yeah, on either side you actually start to lose sight of the river off to your left periodically, and off to the right it's just getting thicker and thicker. So yeah, with stopping and tracking, it'll take you a little longer, but it's another 20 miles of travel, and the path, the tracks seem to keep heading west, and in another 20 miles, you come across a bridge that goes over the river, and it's a lot narrower here. It's coming from the north. Yeah, if you look at the map, this is where it's coming from the north and starts to turn eastward.
Still heading west.
Give me another search. Just want to be.
Just Kato or anyone?
You can all do a search. Be difficulty 3.
That's intellect, right?
Yep. If you got perception, that'll work for you.
Did you say we traveled 60 miles? Been traveling 60 miles, or was it 40?
It was 40 total.
Okay.
So it's getting later in the evening because you had to slow down some. And Kato and Buddy, you notice that there's signs heading off of the road northward into the woods.
Oh, okay. What kind of signs? Like human or?
Yep, it's human sized prints. You see some broken foliage. It's newer. They seem you and Kato, since you were looking for the signs of Sintra, it seems like the new tracks are following the older tracks.
Kato, I think you rolled too many times for applying the cost.
Oh. Yeah, I'll fix that. Thanks.
No problem. Don't want to make you stupider than you are.
Yeah.
Okay, and following the signs, it goes a few minutes into the woods, and you can see, as you clear off some of the brush, you can see what looks like the signs of a burned out campfire and a couple of synth tents and some sort of makeshift campsite.
Are the tents empty?
don't see any signs of anybody at the moment. You don't know if anyone's in the tents.
Start sneaking.
And what are you doing with your mounts?
I would have left them close to the road, right? How far? How like traveled is this path that we're currently going on?
This seems like it was made when whoever set the camp. It's not a regular path.
Okay. Should we leave the mounts behind?
Maybe not at the road, but somewhere
Yeah.
in between the road and the camp.
How far in is the camp? Is it
It's
close to the road or?
It's about, yeah, it's further in. It's about like 5-minute walk.
Okay, maybe we can leave it near the camp.
Yeah. Not too far away though. Close, but not too close. If we need a quick getaway.
Why don't I stay with our steeds? Baron, you can stay with me too if you want, while T-Bone and Kato sneak up and find out what's going on with that little king.
Sounds like a good idea, and you can talk with Kato if something goes wrong.
But yeah, it shouldn't be a problem.
What's the range on that?
It's the range on what?
50.
Oh,
It's
right,
only
right.
50 feet.
That's pretty good though. I think we'll still be within that range. I don't know how far that is. 15 meters?
Yeah, about 15 meters.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure he can figure out when connection gets lost, and he can get closer if he needs to reestablish connection. All right,
Oh
so
no, Wi-Fi lost. Gotta get closer.
find that hotspot. So,
yeah, that's
raising his hands up, he's kind of tilting his head in different directions as he's walking around.
I keep adjusting my hat. It better say no.
It's got some of those old timey rabbit ears.
It's like a radar dish.
All right, so yeah, we need a couple of stealth rolls from Buddy and Kato if you're gonna try to sneak in, and this will be a little difficulty 2.
How dark is it, by the way?
It's just starting to get dark, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I accidentally did on difficulty 3.
It's fine, you got it anyway.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll without effort, but I'm worried that I'm gonna roll another 2. Oh my god.
3 is a magic number.
So yeah, Robot Man is not he's not very used to the to the countryside. He's clipping some trees, stepping on twigs. But
if I stick to cover, I get an asset, right? Because of my cloak.
Yeah, if you were standing still, yeah.
Oh right, gotta be standing still.
So there doesn't seem to be any reaction from the camp, and there's no fire lit. It's not even smoking like it's been recently lit.
I could feel it. Alright, now Kato's just gonna walk in then.
Yay.
I'm already fumbling my attempt to sneak.
Yeah, like
Can
you
be
get
my
it.
backup.
You get in, and there's no sign of anyone. The fire seems like it was allowed to burn down and not manually extinguished.
Can I make a tracking check to see where anyone that was here might have gone?
Yeah, give me a difficulty 2 search.
It's difficulty 0.
Then you see that the camp seems to have been hastily abandoned, and looks like there might have been 5 or so people that was here. The tents can hold 2 people each, and there's a separate bedrow off to the side of the fire.
So we were tracking 6 before. That was only 5.
Yep, and this camp doesn't seem like it's been here as long as Sintra supposedly had been fleeing. It seems like a newer campsite.
Okay, I'll ping. Are we close enough to Corbin that I can?
Yeah.
Give him a... Yeah. Okay, I'll ping him. Let him know it's all good to come in.
So, well, is there anything we need in the campsite?
I'm gonna go and fill the fire. You know, like the coal on the inside to see if it feels soft.
Nope, it's cold.
Okay. I'm gonna search one of the tents and see if there's something valuable or
Give me a
something that give us an idea who was in the camp.
difficulty 2 search for the tents.
Intellect, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. All right, so it looks like
Minor effect.
in each of the tents you find 2 bedrolls, and one of the tents you find an explorer's pack that's fully kitted out, and you find a cipher. You'll have to run a difficulty 5 intellect check to identify it. There's a pack of food, and it's full of food and water. It equals about 5 days' rations. And you see a steel bracelet with the emblem on it that looks like this.
The
That's pretty
Steel
cool.
Star. I'm sure the Baron showed us this, right?
He didn't mention it, no.
Okay. Well, we can. I'm sure we'd just assume that it's the Steel Star emblem.
I'm gonna take a sip of my magic drink.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out what the cipher is.
Yep, that'll be a difficulty 5 check. Oh, yes. So you found a level 5 frigid wall projector.
Oh, what?
That's what I used in the hallway.
Oh,
Yeah.
we found a level 5 refrigerator, and 2 spirit gold, and a damn back massager.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
it's on page 286 of the core book. If you need to.
I give it. I say, Kato, here's something you might recognize.
I did a
Put
search.
a thumbs up display on my face.
You can take it if you want.
That never
Sure.
gets old.
I have
I did
nothing in my
search
slots.
as well. Zane.
Okay, and in the other tent, buddy, you find a journal.
Okay.
And leafing through it, you see that many sheets of it are blank. Others have notes and journal-style entries in them.
All right.
I found some tents.
So the notes seem to be a shallow set of personal observations filled with petty jealousy and resentment over minor slights. And it seems to detail events of some of the raids that the Steel Star has performed against Lord Astron and his holdings. It also betrays a fanatical and perhaps slightly sexual fascination with Sinter. And
Okay.
Who does it belong to?
and I don't think it has a name.
Okay.
Yeah, usually in the front it says this journal belongs to, you know?
And now I was figuring out if it belonged to Sarim.
Someone has a thing for robots?
And I'm supposed to have a handout. So hold on. For some reason I didn't make a handout for it. I thought I did. I don't see it on the list.
What is it?
So let me add in a new handout real quick.
I'm gonna start collecting one of the tents because tents are expensive and why the fuck not? Also, if someone wants that Explorer pack, they can take it. I have most of the stuff.
Yeah, let me check what's in that real quick. I have one of those. I'll just post.
I got an Explorer's pack from Grumpy.
This is what's in it. There's actually 3 days rations in it, but I've handed some out.
Okay, so this is... Hopefully y'all can read that.
I'll take the 2 glow globes. No.
I'll take a tent.
So that's a page of the journal.
And the spikes. Oh, that's kind of hard to read.
This is Halos and Sadolin said that they actually felt betrayed at the revelation that Sinter was a machine. Short-sighted fools. I am glad to have left them behind. Sinter is perfect. And the fact that she's not made of weak flesh and brittle bone only makes that fact more clear. I and the others here will find her and ensure that she is safe. Jarella and Mord will lead the others to find a good place on the road between here and Sarash to set up an ambush for the bounty hunters that Astron has sent out to find Sinter. If they don't waylay Astron's lackeys on their way out of town, and the bounty hunters somehow get to Sinter before we do, either they or we, maybe both, will dispose of those lackeys before they return to their master.
Are we the bounty hunters?
Could be.
Also, this camp is pretty fresh, so they might have. They were. This camp was made after Sinter passed through, so this might have been the camp of the bounty hunters.
Yeah, they probably missed us because they were going to find somewhere on the road to ambush us, and we didn't come across anyone.
Yeah. So I think everyone already has an Explorer's pack, so I'm just gonna take the extra one.
I took out of that the glow globes and the spikes.
Oh no, I don't need a glow globe, so I don't mind.
Yeah, and the spikes as well.
I took a tent.
Ah yeah, me too.
So we have both of the tents.
What?
Okay. And let's see. I'm not gonna have y'all roll again. Y'all did some really good rolls, so I'm gonna say that on the northwest side of the camp, you see signs of a struggle. There's a crossbow bolt stuck firmly into a tree trunk next to a couple of purple flowers. And there's several broken branches, trampled plants, and some splatters of blood.
I'm sure my zero tracking would have picked that up.
found tents.
You like them tents, huh?
Yeah, that's all. That's all Corbin notices. Oh, a tent.
We can go camping.
So yeah,
Kato, can you determine when this was when it happened?
I'll give it a crack.
it's a another difficulty 2 for searching this area, which is 0. So you you also find a bit of torn, bloody cloth laying amid the leaves and a simple iron dagger. And near the dagger, yes,
Okay.
near
Take
the
it.
near the dagger, you can see a footprint of a very large creature. And
Is it familiar?
give me a difficulty 3 identification task. See if you had some sort of, I don't know if tracking would be really useful, but yeah, if you had some sort of
I didn't take biology today. This wouldn't count as Numenera, though, would it? This is just regular int.
yeah, this would be animal handling or something, animal tracking.
Oh man. Not rolling well today.
No, you have no idea what this thing is, but it is.
Look at this weird depression.
It is a huge footprint.
Like Jurassic Park.
Hey T-Bone, can you come take a look at this footprint?
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm also gonna go over and see if I can see what it is.
Yep.
So I go over there and
Can I make an int check on that too? What was the difficulty?
Sorry.
It's a difficulty 3, but Ferrum got it.
Nope, I know nothing.
So this thing is massive, and it looks like it may be bipedal, and it the size of the print and the depthness of the print, it looks like it's 12 feet. It may be like 12 feet tall.
It's a T-Rex.
It's a huge beast.
it's a small arms dealer.
So how about
And-
these tents, huh, Corbin?
I said, these are nice tents. I kind of needed one. Keep us out of that rain.
Yes, sir.
And
And oh look, it's got a bedroll.
yep, you got everything.
Package.
I'm so excited.
What's the tent to a T-Rex? It's just a taco.
He's not
And
wrong.
That's a burrito with man filling.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
and both the human prints and the giant prints are heading north, away from the battle.
Let's go. Oh yeah, do we want to leave our birds near here?
Maybe we should camp for a night and following the morning. I don't want to face that monster in
It's
the
like
night.
2 p.m. or something?
No, it was another 20 miles to get here, and it took y'all half the morning,
The birds
and then you were
travel 7 miles an hour.
and then you were going slow to stop periodically with the tracking, so it took longer.
Oh, right.
Yeah, before we entered the camp, we said it was getting late. It's getting dark.
May as well leave the tents where they are then.
Well, I don't want to.
Can
Yep.
you use them?
Oh, yeah. But I'm not gonna sleep here since there's a blood, and who knows what might be attracted to the blood smell.
That's
Yeah,
why I'm here.
Yeah, but might be good to set up somewhere else. And also, the people who slept here might come back.
Yeah, looking at the signs in the camp, it looks like it's it's might have been half a day since there had been
How-
any
how much light
activity.
is left in the day? We
It's
still got like an hour, 2 hours.
maybe about that much, yeah.
So why don't we travel another 2 hours and we can set up camp? We should be far enough away from this area that maybe the creature that attacked them or took them, we will be far enough away from this scented campsite.
Yeah, it sounds like a very smart plan.
Okay, so
We
you're
might
going.
have a better chance of ambushing them if we're a bit more off the road as well.
Okay, so you're going to follow the tracks deeper into the woods.
Yeah.
All right, and since you'll have the tracking, it's not really going to be any more rolls necessary for now. The tracks reveal that the human was running, and
So they're a bit deeper.
yeah, the stride's pretty long, and it's being followed by the gigantic bestial footprints. And you get a couple of minutes down the path, and then the trail suddenly vanishes.
Do we see the giant footprints still?
No, it's like both sets of tracks just disappear, like in mid-stride.
That is really strange.
That's highly irregular.
Unless whatever it is can fly.
And this for the human as well, yeah.
Can I make some sort of perception check to see if we can find any sort of
Yep,
anything? Like a piece of cloth off his shirt or something?
give me a difficulty 3 search.
Is
What are
that
you
still
searching,
check?
brother?
What was that, buddy?
No, I didn't hear what he was searching.
Yeah, the tracks disappeared, so he's trying to see if he can re-find the trail. And yeah, you can use the tracking.
Oh my god. So close.
Yes. You do a search around the area, going in a circular pattern, ever larger, and you don't see any more signs. But you have noticed, as you were traveling further north, those purple flowers are getting more prominent.
Well, I mean, it's a lead. Has it been 2 hours yet, or are we still going?
No, that was just a few minutes in.
Okay. While we were at the camp, I wanted to take one of my recovery rolls.
By the way, did Buddy take that journal? Otherwise, I wanna take it.
Take what?
The journal.
The journal.
Yeah, I have the journal. You can take it though if you want it.
Yeah, I wanna take it and read it. Then.
All right, take it. You can have it.
How close are we to the river?
Let's see from where you are now or from the camp. The camp
The
Across the
river's
river, right?
the camp was 5 minutes from the road, and this is on the east side of the bridge.
Yeah, so we're moving a bit further away from the river.
Yeah, the river is to your west somewhere. You don't see or hear it just yet.
Right?
Yeah, no, you're on the
Well, we
east.
have-
You're on the eastern side.
I thought we crossed the bridge.
No, this was before you saw the bridge, but the trail
Oh, okay.
went north just before the bridge.
So can we hear the river, or are we further inland?
You can hear it, but yeah, you don't see it.
Okay.
It seems like it's narrower and faster moving.
And the footprints just vanished in the middle of the forest.
Yes.
Oh. Have these purple flowers been following the footprints the whole time?
You saw a couple of them at the camp, and as you move north, there's more of them.
It's probably why they call it the Violet Veil.
We should go to the
Yeah.
source.
So keep going up the Wyman Wash.
I want to walk over to one of the flowers and study it and, write down what I see.
Okay. You want to try to identify it, or
Yeah, sure.
give me a difficulty 8.
It's hard.
Intellect check, right?
Right.
You need a 24 to pass this.
That's pretty hard.
It's very pretty.
It was actually impossible.
I'm gonna scan scan the area where they disappeared.
Okay. Pop that up on the screen, and let's see. And there's not really a level to depict.
Nope, it's just facts.
It's like casting Identify.
Yeah, you don't seem to see any sort of technology or anything in the area that would mean that there was something Numenera related to this, but it just seems like both the human and the creature was in a flat-out run, and it looked like the creature was starting to gain on the person, and then it's just like they both vanished.
It's possible the creature had wings and was chasing them on foot before it took off.
That's what I was saying. It seems like they flew away. I'm gonna scan the flower. What do I learn from it?
You get the sense that it doesn't seem like it should be native to the area.
Like it shouldn't be where we are right now.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to fit in with the rest of the plant life.
But there's lots of them, so they've got to have been growing for some time.
That's pretty much all you can make out of it. It's
I say these flowers. I don't think they belong here. I don't think they belong in this part of the forest. It seems that they may be far from home.
Okay, thank you for the information. And I scribbled down in my journal what he said.
yeah, they're about waist high. They grew up. They seem to be growing up almost slightly bush-like, with big violet leaves and petals.
Like a rose bush, how that grows.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut off the top to take the flower, so to speak.
All right.
To keep it added to my journal, since that's what I've been doing so far.
Would I know if it's poisonous or not?
You don't seem to.
If it's one of the things it says is how powerful, dangerous, or difficult it is. So I was thinking danger.
You don't get any sense of danger. Just there's something weird. They don't really seem to belong, and that's about it.
Okay. I'm gonna put some water in my boiling cup. I'm gonna put some flower petals in it. Did I make tea?
Does something happen when I take a flower?
No, you kind of get a slight vibration feel.
From the
Yeah,
from the flower or from
yeah,
the ground?
the plant seems to vibrate slightly. Very very subtle.
What happened when I boiled it?
You have some water that's turning purplish.
Purple tea. Nice.
It'll stain your tongue.
I say, kiddo, come over there and check out this plant. It's vibrating, so you might see what it is.
I grab it.
And I maybe take one that I didn't cut.
Yeah, it stopped. It was the vine kind of vibrated when he plucked the flower off.
Okay.
Oh, so it's not vibrating now?
No.
There is nothing wrong with this flower.
I'm gonna drink some of the tea.
It started vibrating when I plucked off the flower, so maybe if you do the same, maybe you can determine what it is.
If I hold the flower without plucking it, is it vibrating?
No.
Okay, I'll pluck it.
And it does seem to shiver a little bit when you sever the flower.
Just like a quick little burst.
Yeah. And you said you were taking a sip of your tea?
Heck yeah.
It tastes horrible.
I spit it out.
Wait, you drank it straight from the cup?
No, I put it in another cup. Taste it.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Otherwise, that's boiling
It's
water.
a good way to burn your mouth. Okay. Can I dig underneath the roots of the flower?
Sure.
Is there anything there? Or is it just the flower?
It's just earth.
Okay. They're not.
Corvin, maybe you can you send something telepathically? Because I tell him about the experience me and Kato had.
Can I try to connect with the plant?
Yeah, we can try that, but I need to take a quick little break. Be right back.
Well, if we get someone to torture, we can do it.
I wonder if it's hot enough to melt aluminium or something.
Well, it's boiling. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, I'm back.
It probably just depends on the boiling point of the metal because it boils water.
Well, yeah, but water boils at 100 degrees.
Yeah, so probably not.
Probably not. Aluminium's like 300 degrees or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's just for water. Alright, so you're wanting to dig underneath the tree. You don't see anything but normal roots, and you wanted to try. Corbin wanted to try and connect mentally. Yeah, you're not getting any
I didn't think
sense of a presence. But everyone, give me a difficulty.
Brown's not back yet.
Okay.
The melting point of aluminium is 660 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, it doesn't boil that high.
No.
That's
That
what I
would
said.
melt the cup.
If it has a boiling point of whatever water is, then yes, it would probably melt it.
Yeah.
Eat hot chocolate, you know,
Yeah.
melt someone's face a little.
Keep you warm during winter.
Yeah, yeah.
Boil some water in
Boil some water, put it in a little hot pad or whatever.
it.
Stick nuts in it.
That is a very bad idea.
I'm just kidding.
I'm back.
But the Mystic and the Artificer got some updates today.
Did it?
It says.
Oh, I want to have a look.
Okay, so everyone give me a difficulty 3 perception check.
I
Oh, it's at the
can-
DM's Guild.
It's probably free.
Yeah, it is. But it was
y'all-
published by Wizard of the Coast.
Even me, even though I can't see anything.
They might be doing that because
Nailed.
they had some copyright issues with some people
Yeah, I think so.
stealing their content.
Nailed it. 20.
Yeah, you could do it for him, but Buddy nailed it.
Okay.
Oh shoot!
I
So did
also got
Kato.
20.
Go,
Oh.
Kato.
What a waste!
Man, why do we get these rolls, Kato, like when we don't need them?
Roll it,
I-
fam. See if you get a
They
20.
want me to roll 2s when I do need them.
Well, I'm more asked because, I can't see that far. That's why.
Neither can I.
So you get an odd feeling like something is off when Kato stands up from messing with the bottom of the plant, and
First?
you're no longer surrounded by trees.
I get the same thing, right?
Yeah, you're all standing together in a field, a big open field, and you see trees. They're in the distance, but yeah, you're in a field full of these flowers.
Damn.
And you can see a mountain. Let me bring up the map so I can look at this. Yeah, you can see off to the north of you in the distance. You can see something reflecting above the trees.
So we just teleported?
Seems like that might be a good assumption because you were covered, completely surrounded by trees and some flowers, and now there's no trees nowhere near you.
I'm just saying it's not the first time we've had this feeling.
Are the mounts with us or are they gone?
No, y'all left that at the camp.
Oh no, the mounts!
What the hell do you think we should do? I mean, if we're far away, well, maybe we should go to that silver shiny thing. See what that is. I'm like a fish. I see a shiny thing. I go try to stick it in my mouth. Then I end up getting hooked.
Well, at least I brought my tent.
Did you bring the tent?
He
Yeah.
did. He was quite adamant.
I didn't
I also collected a tent, so I also have mine.
Yeah, we got both of the tents.
Okay, well. It's not all lost.
Let's head towards whatever's nearby.
And you also hear the sound of the river on your right. It was on your left.
Oh. Goddamn teleporting all the time. It's Jane.
Seems like it might be not quite the same thing as Jane.
Hmm. Does it feel like we're in a different place, or does it just feel like the trees are gone?
You had no sensation of movement at all, and just
Right, but is the ground different?
yeah.
We're surrounded by purple flowers. There's no more trees. The river's on the right of us instead of the left.
Hmm. Yeah, we could have just turned around.
Then where did the trees go?
That's what I'm saying. Does it just feel like the trees are gone, or is like the whole terrain different?
Yeah, the terrain's different. It's flatter.
Well, what's nearby? Do we see anything?
There's about a good 100 feet or so before the forest picks back up. Like a little pasture, little glade. And to the north, you can see something reflecting above the treetops. Looks like it might be at the base of the mountain.
So this might be what happened to those tracks. I'm gonna start looking for those tracks that we lost.
Yeah, do we see any tracks leading away from this place?
Yeah, the ones that vanished before. I'm gonna look for them.
Give me a difficulty 3 check.
Okay.
You currently don't see any tracks.
I definitely don't. I didn't even know there was tracks to begin with.
Do we see anything?
Didn't we see something shiny?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
guys?
That's different. That's not what we were looking for. Though.
So yep, you don't see any signs of any sort of tracks. There's some signs of animals passing through.
Alright. I guess we'll just head towards that shiny thing.
That sounds like a good idea. Let's go.
Yep.
A better option.
Okay, so yeah, you head out, and
Oh, is it still the same time of day?
yes,
Oh,
We should probably get to the tree line before we camp at least.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the middle of the open area.
okay, and just as you get to the tree line, everything seems to shift again,
Oh man.
and now you're right on the riverbank, surrounded by the flowers, and you are a lot closer to well, you deduce that you're close to the same thing that you were heading towards. It seems to be a tower, and it's you're now on the eastern bank of the river, and the tower's on the western side. And it's now.
Would we know what that tower is? Is it on the map?
Is it the Tau Vice?
Yeah, but you wouldn't. That wouldn't be on the map.
Okay.
Okay.
And now seems to be about midday. The sun is shining directly overhead.
This is so weird.
Yeah.
Very disorienting. Well, let's keep going. For lack of better anything else to do.
Kato doesn't want to move
Alright.
anymore.
Are there any tracks in this area?
So
Yeah, we'll check again.
do we feel tired or something like that? Cause we just lost a whole night.
No. It doesn't. You don't seem any more or less tired than you were.
I
Okay.
want to be stealthy.
Same roll for the track. We're in an open field, buddy.
Oh, okay.
No, we're by the riverbank now.
There's
That's what I thought.
there's some trees around you
Oh.
and some bushes and a few of the flowers.
Yeah, that's why I want to move stealthy once we
Oh,
get up
okay,
in
cool.
there. I want to be real careful.
Okay.
Not piss him off.
Is it the same tracking check?
Yeah.
By the way, has a day passed since I'm counting?
Heck yeah, that's 17.
Since
I'm counting track of how long since I used that chemical factory.
for you, no, it's only just been a few minutes.
Okay.
And you see signs of animals coming through, and
Four.
maybe some. You do see some signs of activity that may be humanish, but they seem to be different than what you were tracking, and you don't see any signs of that creature tracks. So you don't think this is the same.
Human-ish tracks?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Kato, how far away is the tower?
How far away is the tower?
The tower.
Yes.
The tower is at the base of the mountain. You see it more clearly, but yeah, there's a good bit of trees between you and them, and then you would have to find a way to cross through the winding wash. It's narrower here than it was at the road, but it's also faster moving.
Let's maybe try and head upstream.
Yeah.
Crossing.
How strong is the stream?
It's kind of like rapids. It's frothing.
Okay. Damn it. I always think of getting out of here. But that's not an option.
Take a trip down the stream. See if you survive.
No.
Now, your character can't swim, can it, Kato?
Ah, yeah, I can.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm watertight.
Sweet.
He's not trained in it, unless he flexes.
I'm probably bad at it, but I can go in water no problem.
That's awesome.
All right, so y'all gonna head upriver?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we jump again?
And yeah, y'all get up to that Y junction, and it looks like it might be crossable there. Give me a difficulty 3 perception.
Can I see what you're talking about? Is it within 50 feet?
And yeah, I would say as you get up close enough, you can see it. There does seem to be a wooden small little bridge, kind of like cart size, that goes over
Perfect.
over the water.
So we're at the Y. Can we see that tower? Yeah, like up close.
Yeah, you can see that there may be there's some pathing.
Cool.
This might be a more traveled area, like there may be a good number of people of some sort living at that tower.
Let's head across the bridge. How sturdy does it look?
Oh, it looks like it's well kept.
Oh, good.
And as y'all go to step on the bridge, you shift again.
God damn it. It's so close.
This time, you're back with it being dark. It seems like it's maybe a little later than it was from when you first shifted. And you don't see any sign of the tower. But there are some bushes with bright yellow flowers mixed in with the purple here.
Trees?
No, they're bushes.
No, I mean,
Oh,
are
yeah,
they trees.
yeah. There's trees around you.
God damn.
I'll be right back. I gotta go get my daughter from the bus stop.
Okay.
Kato's just going to sit down.
For how much longer are we gonna play? Sorry to
It's up to you guys.
Because I can probably play for maximum another half an hour. Then I have to go. Because it's getting pretty late for me.
Yeah, if whenever y'all want to stop.
Nah, it's also a bit up to you when you feel the best point to stop is. You can also play without me, that's fine. If we end up stopping in a section where it's not so good to stop.
And we'll probably when you need to leave, we'll probably just call it for the day. And so Kato's going to sit down. We have to figure out what Corbin's going to do. What do the rest of you want to do?
How far away are the yellow flowers?
They're close to you. They're within
Okay.
immediate range.
I'm gonna go up and cut one, like I did with the purple one, and see if I get the same vibration.
Okay, as you go and get close to it, these yellow flowers they look completely different from the purples. They actually have like more of a bulb. Like they're a few of them are seem like the petals are closed.
Okay.
And as you come up and you touch one to go cut it,
Wait. Before I do it, I want to see if I can recognize it before I touch it. Might be a good idea.
yep, give me a difficulty 4 check.
By the way, do I still have the edge? Because I used it when we were in the camp, and it lasts for 1 hour. I don't know how much time actually has passed by.
I'll say no. Y'all traveled for a little bit in between the.
Okay, I'm just gonna remove another intellect point then, anyways. But I recognize the flower then, right?
Yes, you recognize the flower, and you know that it's called the shrill bloom.
Shrill, like SHRILL.
Yes, and you figure this out why it's called that. Because I'm going to give Ferrum 2 XP. And he gets to keep one, and he gets to give one to someone else.
You gave me 2.
Yeah. Can you drag one to someone else? Or do I have to steal it from you and give it to whoever you say you want to give it to?
I think I gave it to. Yeah, it works.
Thank you.
Okay.
Welcome. I don't really have any real reason to do it, but everyone else has received 1 XP for free at least once, except Buddy. So I
Yeah.
figured.
You guys need to
Buddy.
touch up the giant.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're reaching out for it and you recognize a little too late that it's called a shrill bloom, and one of the bulbs puffs up and blows out in your face, covering your face in pollen and spores, and you hear a loud shriek.
Do I recognize the shriek since I recognize the power?
Yes, you know that this thing is kind of a defense mechanism. It lets out that sound to scare off predators or attract predators to prey that disturb the plant. And you know that the spore is pretty hazardous. You're gonna need to find a way to get it off of you.
Is it hurting him or?
You're spending your XP?
Yeah, I'm gonna increase my speed edge by 1.
Okay. So, yeah, once you get through that, I'll need a difficulty 5 might defense roll.
Wait, what did you do for your second level?
4 points of pool.
Oh, okay.
Can I help her?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's got to try and clean off the spore.
No, I failed.
It was a hard roll.
Yeah.
And you do have some water. You could try to use that as an asset.
I still have that green stuff from the pool. So I'm just gonna break the bowl and see if I can rub, even though I know it's not liquid, I see if I can use that as
So
Solid.
so yeah, you got some very slimy jello smearing across
No.
it.
You had to heat it up before it turned into jello. It's just a brick.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it was hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna use one of my oddities that I can. Wait.
Oh yeah, he took Grumpy's. No.
That one.
Wait.
the freaking fan. Okay. So you can't smell the stench. All right. So your face breaks out in a rash, and it quickly starts turning into bulbous sores. That and with you rubbing that stuff on you, they start bursting open, and it's painful.
I'm not, since, like Kato said, it's a brick, so I'm not rubbing anything in my face.
Can I pour water over her hands and stuff to help?
But I'm
her?
trying to, use the oddity to blow away the stuff, see if it might help.
Okay.
Do I see this?
Yes, and actually, I had it wrong though. When it spit out the pollen, it didn't let out a shriek, but when one of his things pop, that's when the shrieks start to happen.
Oh, that's so nasty.
Nah.
Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna come over. I'm just gonna splash water all over his face.
Okay, yeah, you can get it together. Y'all can get the stuff off, and he doesn't get any more. But yeah, he's got a fairly large breakout on his face that are
Yeah,
slowly filling up with stuff.
What
Well, I
can
mean,
we
you
do
won't
to
need
stop
that emblem anymore.
Yeah.
What do we got to roll?
No,
What I
we're fine.
miss?
We're fine. He's now, his face is now disfigured as he is come across with a rash.
Yeah.
From touching a flower.
Do I know how to get rid of the rash?
Faramis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it's just going to be there for about a day or so. Once all the things pop, then it should go away.
And it hurts when it pops, right?
Yeah. You don't seem to take any damage, but it's painful, and while you're sitting there, a few more pop, and it's a very loud shriek.
I'm just, would I know this since I recognize the flower too late?
Would you recognize what? Oh,
Since I recognize the flower, would I know how to get rid of it and the effects of this, what I'm facing now?
Yeah, you recognize that the best thing is not to disturb the flowers if at all possible, and to wash that stuff off quickly.
Yeah.
The faster you get rid of it, the better chance you got of not getting the rash.
No. But would I know what the best way is to deal with the rash?
It's just time, and if you're trying to be sneaky, to try not to have one of those things pop.
Okay. So I'm just gonna chill with this and say leave it be for now. There's nothing but time. The only thing that will heal this is time.
And it starts to itch.
That wouldn't have affected me, would it?
Probably not.
Do I need to roll something to keep me from itching?
Not unless it's corrosive against metal.
No, it doesn't say anything about that. It just says that it's a difficulty 5 defense roll when you get sprayed, and if you succeed, then it's just a minor rash. But if you fail it, then you get the shrieking.
Yeah,
you get
no,
this.
That wouldn't do anything, Nikita.
And okay, so you got the XP. You gave it out, and actually, with that, you've made quite a bit of noise. You see in the distance some movement in the trees, and you hear a very loud roar. And let's see. Actually, you don't see any movement from the foliage. You do hear a roar, and you see coming in the far distance a creature that looks like it's about 16 feet high. Something sort of like this. Come rushing at you. And
Oh,
it's
the thing from Death Note.
and it seems you think that it might be like a ghost or something at first because it's running through the trees and the plants without touching it.
Where did you show the picture? I can't see it.
It's on
the
the
map.
screen, it's on
I
the map.
got a token on the map.
Oh yeah, now I see it. Sorry.
It's got like crab pincers. There. Is that blood?
You don't know. It's too far away to make out a lot of details, but it's moving fast in your direction.
Maybe
Actually,
if we sprint into the flowers, we can teleport away.
I mean, if you want to do that, go right ahead. You'll get that shit that's on your face all up your legs.
yeah, it seems to be moving at a long movement rate.
Like our ostrich pets.
Can I scan it before it gets to us?
I want to get my bead stick out.
There's no range on my scan. It just says a 10-foot area.
I want to say it's outside of the range currently, but if you hang around, you could scan it, but you run the risk of getting into combat with this thing.
Is it like coming straight at us?
Yeah, it seems to like zeroed in on the shrieks from the.
Oh, it's going straight for farm. Alright, I'm gonna whip out my shield and the bead stick.
Is it possible to run when I have? Because I managed to get away some of it.
Yeah, you're not affected. You can. It's just itchy and painful, and especially since you have other ways of seeing, it's not going to mess up with your senses.
Yeah. But I suggest we try to run and see if we can teleport out of here.
How far are we from the spot where we teleported in?
Like 5 feet.
Oh, okay. Well, let's move in that general
You're still
direction.
standing there.
What?
You're still standing in that spot, right?
I assume I haven't moved.
Right.
You haven't moved. Kato barely moved as well.
So I take a step backward. Do we teleport anywhere?
No, not yet. It's just about at you. Another few seconds, and it's going to be combat time unless you find some other. Unless you start moving at a quicker pace. And give me a.
Did we lose your Brian?
No, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
What's that?
His net might have cut out.
Can you hear me?
Hey, are y'all getting storms over there?
No, not yet, but the sky is dark.
Testing 1 2.
Get hit pretty quick.
Can you hear me?
He's,
Oh shit. Uh-oh. Well, it seems like I lost Discord. That's not good. Alright, let me try to shut down Discord. Okay, so yeah, it looks like I lost internet connection. So I'm thinking we're just going to have to call that a day then. And I'll be doing some heavy editing with this to try to make this viewable on YouTube. Really sucks that we didn't get a chance to have a stream of this. Some fun things going on, and yeah, it would have been great to have a live audience for this. But this will be going up on YouTube after some heavy editing to try to piece in all of these technical difficulties. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and yeah, we'll. This is kind of a good cliffhanger place to leave it, so we'll find out next time what happens with the party and this big huge creature. Take care, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Have a great day, and we hope to see you again soon. Well, I do at least. I hope my third does too.